Does anyone have any questions?
I actually have a short question.
No, go.
The first one is about this slide you showed about scaling.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, you basically showed a normal day in the life of your server.
Yeah.
Was that for one particular reason? Region? Because then the next thing you said was it's a global service and you're in China and Europe and America. So I wonder, what's a normal day?
So that was a week.
I can see how you scale.
Yeah, so that's a week. So that's a week, right? So that's not throughout the day. So we have two regions, right? One is US East, one is EU West. So Virginia and Dublin, basically. And again, there's reasons for that. One is that it more or less covers our biggest markets, or it's close enough to our biggest markets. But also we have different services that we rely on within Elsevier, and they are in those regions as well. So it brings us closer to those regions. So for example, we could build an Asia region, but we still need to talk back to stuff in Virginia. So it's not going to help us that much, right? We have different peaks and troughs throughout the day, like sort of when the US wakes up, and then, but by the time they're going to sleep, another region is sort of picking up. So throughout the day, it's kind of like this, but it's the weekends and holidays that it really goes up and down.
The second question is, if all you do is deliver PDFs, why the hell do you have 100 microservices?
Oh, good question. Oh God, there's lots of things like authentication, entitlement. Oh my God, what else do we do this stuff for? We also have things like things that build the PDFs, right? So different PDFs have different types of content, like I said, images, tables of content. They're built up of different articles, say, these sorts of things. So it's stitching all of these things together, right? Plus there's all the front-endy bits as well, like usual kind of front-end web stuff. We also link into things like billing systems, purchasing. We do take some credit card stuff, although there's very little. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on there. Yeah.
Do you expose S3 buckets or you pay twice for a transfer, like to get it through some API, like when you transfer the file?
We're paying for that.
You're paying twice? Yeah. So do you watermark those files somehow?
Some of them are watermarked, yeah.
So you add the IP address to some metadata, or like?
There's a watermark. Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say something what you were saying lines. So for example, with edge computing, I'd imagine most of the interest would be more around the authentication or authorization layer.
Yeah.
Most of the content, I would imagine, which in my mind, PDFs is static content.
Yeah.
What would you need dynamic? So it would be more around access control.
Yes.
More
or less. Yeah. Some security stuff plus entitlement, things like that. Yeah. A lot of stuff you can just download as a public person, open access content, things like that, or kind of pre-release, unfinished, unedited content. You can download that for free. But mostly it's around that. Yeah. I'll let you do this.
So I'm interested in the continuous delivery stuff. You can deploy 3 or 4 times a day, and everyone can deploy anyone can fix. So I like the philosophy of that. How does it actually practically work? Because you have hundreds of people in your teams, and any one of those could break everything. Yeah. So how do you get to a point where you've got continuous delivery where things don't break 3 or 4 times a day? Yeah.
It's a good question. Tests, a lot of tests. Automated testing. Mainly, we also I should have covered that actually. We also run a continuous load environment, so we run I can't remember, but some magnitude larger than production load. So we do a ramp up about 7 in the morning and shuts down about 7. So we're constantly, it's a continuous load environment. So every new release or everything gets load tested on the fly as well. So that helps. But there's also the usual unit tests and QE testing, things like that, functional tests and non-functional tests that happen. Does stuff break? Yeah, stuff breaks sometimes. But
when a developer deploys something,
yeah.
they need to do a heavy process of testing before
Typically, yeah. Go on. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, I was also good at the CI/CD. So you talk about GoCD and Ansible.
Yep.
So do you maintain your CI/CD pipeline sort of outside of scope for the general dev pool, or because that's a problem that we're being much smaller. We don't want to have a separate team and so forth. So I want to maintain all my CI/CD config in the repo, along with the services, along with the deploy, along with everything.
No, we don't, and that's something we need. We are looking at, like a pipelines as code sort of thing. No, we don't do that. Unfortunately, not. No. Our GoCD setup was very unloved for a very long time, and we've only recently just upgraded it since 2 or 3 years behind. And we can do that now, and that's something that we definitely will do. But at the moment, it's not. It's clicky, unfortunately. Yeah. Some pipelines and whatnot are locked down, restricted to my team, for example. But most devs can create their own pipelines and stuff for the most part. Yeah.
Since you're talking about workflows and audit testing, what's the median time from commit to deployment?
Oh God, that's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I don't know. Sorry.
You mentioned that you don't have any database. You mean no relational database or not available?
Yeah, we use DynamoDB a lot. There's no RDS, sort of traditional relational databases. Yeah, so.
With you're going next to using the benefits of Cloudflare, going to Asia and other regions, is that primarily for redundancy, or is there some content localization that you have?
We don't have any content localization stuff at all. It would be more for 2 regions is redundant enough for us, but it would be more for performance, right? So again, Cloudflare can deliver a lot of the content for us, but we do back off for other functions back to those 2 kind of hubs. So again, it's particularly around entitlement and authentication. That takes the round trip time can be annoying, I suppose, sometimes. So if we can build another hub and put those services there, that will help us.
Did you, without giving away any secrets, roll your own watermarking? Or
a lot of questions around watermarking.
It's not best practice to roll your own space and energy.
Yeah. That's probably not something I can talk about, actually, unfortunately. Yeah.
Cool. I reckon we've got time, for maybe one, maybe 2.
I found it quite interesting that your reason for playing with Kubernetes was FOMO. And you didn't mention at all possible cost savings, don't you anticipate?
We don't know yet. I mean, look, that was being slightly tongue-in-cheek, right? There are reasons for people that, there are reasons for it. One of the reasons that I'm intrigued by it is because I get really frustrated with how long it takes us to spin up a new service, right? So I'm looking at Kubernetes and thinking, that can probably help us there, right? So I'm interested in those sorts of things. Cost savings? Probably, hopefully, I hope so.
You can expect this one. I have actual numbers from our old fleet. Running pre-EKS, it cost a lot. Right now, I think the daily peak on EKS nodes, roughly a lot larger, is about 20 nodes serving the traffic of twice what we had running on 60 nodes before that.
Really?
Yeah. Plus, it scales down to the 9 because we also plug in ASG there, so we get min packing, we get effectively some level of auto healing because it does have some, let's leave that way. But also some really fancy problems. One of the funny ones is when EKS decides to decommission a node and just drains it, and you have no idea why.
Yeah, so it brings us a lot of fun.
It's fun, but it does help.
Go ahead.
Just thinking, you mentioned before, you touched on the theme of vendor lock-in, right, and everything to do with kind of reducing costs and so on. And I was just thinking, like maybe on cloud technologies like AWS, where you can use something very specific that very few other providers will give you, like like the lambdas, and serverless functionality that maybe you have to go without Azure or AWS or Google and that pretty much kind of thing for general use. But maybe some of the services that you also mentioned about Elasticsearch, and there's plenty of other service providers of Elasticsearch on the cloud that could perhaps be way easier to sort of isolate and move from one provider to another.
Yeah.
Just be shopping around for the cheapest.
No, you're right. You're right.
Mine, or just say, let's check everything on AWS because that's our data.
So you're right, and so our architecture team, we have a central architecture function which writes a lot of wiki pages. At first they said, "Thou shalt not use EKS," right? Because it's vendor lock-in, right? Next thing you know, all the devs are running EKS, right? Because it's so easy, it's right there, right? Yeah, I could go use, some sort of Elasticsearch as a service, for example, from a SaaS provider or whatever. But I need to go out and procure it and run it through, legal and terms and conditions and who's going to pay for it and get budget and stuff like this. It's so easy to just do it, in the one provider, right? Because I have the contract, I have the budget parameters, I can do what I want.
Right? What worry about EKS though? Yeah. It lacks.
This is why we're not using Kubernetes. No.
This is not actually, which is a real concern.
Yeah.
It lags roughly a year behind the release of K8 proper, because it takes that long for EKS team to actually integrate what they want the features. And right now, 1.14, 1.15 have native support for effectively integrating with NLBs and Amazon with TLS termination. Amazon will most likely roll that out as a backport in late September. So if you want to have a through HTTP2 support for EKS cluster, you have to wait for EKS with 1.14, hopefully with NLB termination in place. Until that, you're screwed. So you can't get low latency throughput to your workload no matter what you do.
Interesting.
Unless you use basically raw ELB and just go basically gRPC low level or TCP raw. You can't do anything else.
Cool. This is why I'm not
Awesome. I think that's all we've got time for. Thank you very, very much, man.